This is my $1,000 Range Rover.
And if you're not already a subscriber, I bought this Range Rover to prove that buying a cheap luxury car with a few issues might not be a bad idea. And honestly, it started off great. I fixed an issue with the transmission, replaced the failing air suspension, put in all new brakes, and even got rid of some pretty horrible scratches. It was all going really well. I'd only spent about $3,000 and it was looking like I had a fully working Range Rover. Until it wasn't.
Yeah. What do you know?
A simple leak I found from a transmission line should have been an easy fix, and instead, it started to turn into an absolute nightmare.
And to solve that problem, I got these made. And if they look a little janky, it's because they are. But I do think they're gonna work, and in order to find out if they work, we have to put them in. But that's not all we're gonna be doing today, because I want to make this into the perfect luxury daily driver. We're gonna make this the ballin' on a budget mobile. But yeah, we gotta put these in. So let's start doing that.
Now, if you remember from the last video, the issue we were having was the lines that ran to the transmission cooler from the transmission. From stock, they're these giant, unwieldy, hard lines that are impossible to move. But like I said, we do have a solution. Thankfully, the soft lines seem to have been the trick, and actually everything is going pretty well. But just because it looks like it's working doesn't mean it's gonna go perfectly.
All right, this is, just so you know, this is how the lines are. When they were hard lines, they're so hard because you have to snake them through.
They were hard.
They were hard. But when these were just hard lines, they're so difficult because you have to snake them through all this stuff that's hiding back here, and it has to be perfect because if it wasn't perfect, the hard lines, but they wouldn't be able to screw into the places they need to. But with these soft lines, there's a little bit more wiggle room. So it makes it slightly easier, but Will is still slowly struggling down here.
One really big benefit of the new transmission lines I had made is that they are able to be separated into 3 pieces, making installing them way easier. One drawback is that they're a bit thicker than the original lines, which means everything has to be perfectly lined up for them to fit in properly. In the last video, I removed the fan and the AC compressor to make installing the new hard lines easier, or so I thought. But now it's just getting in my way, so I have to put everything back together. With that all set, there's one final step in fixing my leaky transmission cooler that I need to take care of.
So I've been working for now like at least another hour. I've got the AC condenser back in, all bolted down. I just gotta bolt the lines into the top of it, but I can do that last. But now is the time where I have to put these soft lines onto the new end of the custom lines we made and plug it into the cooler. And now I could just do that and leave the cooler that's in there, but I do think that one of the little ends where it connects is chewed up where it was leaking, and I wanna make sure everything works. I have an extra one of these. I actually have 2 extra one of these because I ordered one set. It said it got damaged on UPS, which I've never seen before. It said it wasn't gonna get delivered. So I ordered this one, and then the other one came. Anyways, I had to get these lines off, which are the coolant lines that put coolant in here because one half is for coolant, one half is for transmission fluid. And I don't wanna get coolant all over myself. So on the one that's in there, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna clamp the line with this clamp and hope that no fluid leaks out. I have no idea if that's gonna work, but it's the only way I can do this without draining out all my coolant, which isn't that big of a deal, but I just don't really wanna deal with it right now. So we're gonna see if I can do that and try not to get covered in coolant. That's my main goal of this, is not to be covered in coolant.
Unfortunately, for those who wanted to see me get covered in coolant, it would appear that my idea of clamping the hose is working flawlessly. With the old cooler out and the new cooler in, I can finally finish hooking up my custom transmission lines and we can get ready to test them. But before we do that, there are a few more things to take care of.
To be very blunt with you people, it's taken a lot to get this car to a point where we can start putting it back together. But I do believe that we're there. The new trans cooler lines totally could leak, and that would be very frustrating. But it's easy enough to take them in and out now with my custom lines. So I think we're past the point of everything being a problem. However, there's still so much more to put back together.
Starting with the serpentine belt. If we want to test the transmission lines, we have to get the engine running to pump fluid through the lines, and you can't run your engine without the main drive belt. Thankfully, with the fan out of the way, there's actually a lot of room in front of the engine, so we can get the main drive belt installed pretty easily, along with some new pulleys, just because we're in there, and that should be enough to start and idle the car. At least, I hope.
What was that? So you probably shouldn't start with the intake off. I thought it might just start, but let me put the intake on. You think it sucked anything in?
No.
All right, give it a shot. Yeah, it didn't like having no intake on it.
No, I did not like that. I'm also gonna crack the, oh, it's pouring liquid out.
Fortunately, the leak was just coming from a line that hadn't been properly tightened, and with that taken care of, it looks like it stopped leaking. That means we can start to put everything else back together for hopefully the last time, but unfortunately, even that won't be easy.
Now, if you can see down there, there's no tensioner or anything I can use to loosen anything in the system to put this belt on. So I have to use this tool, turn over the entire engine, and then it should pull the belt on. I have no idea if that's gonna work, but there's only one way to find out. And unfortunately, it's by using a really long ratchet to spin the engine. That's gonna suck to do. How the f is this possible? Did that happen? And the belt broke. Yeah, it sucks.
What is this stretching device?
Well, it broke, so it doesn't matter. Hello. If you were watching that last clip, you saw that I broke the belt. Stretch belts suck. I've ordered 2 more from our friends over at Lucky 8, but until then, yeah, I can't do that. I can't run it, really. I can't put the fan on, and I can't put the belt on because I don't have one. So I have a modification that I'm actually super excited about because I think it's something that you're gonna wanna do to your own car too, and it'll make a really, really big difference. We are outside with the Range Rover right now because this video has been sponsored by our friends at Continental. Now, if you know me, you know I go through a lot of tires, and this is very big because Continental makes some really, really good tires. These are their DWS 06 Pluses. They're a bit of a performance all-season, which is probably unnecessary on a Range Rover, but they're probably the best all-season in the snow. We're in Massachusetts, there's a lot of snow. So this thing is gonna drive absolutely amazing down the road.
In my opinion, there's no point in having a nice car if you don't put it on the right tires. And for this Range Rover and my use case, these are the perfect match. Continental makes some of the best tires in the game, and these DWS 06 Pluses are perfect for what I need. They're great in the snow, but they also handle pretty well, and they're super quiet and comfortable on the highway. If you want a set of these or any of the excellent tires that Continental has to offer, like the Extreme Contact Sport 02s we have on Jackson's F80, head down to the link below. And with the new tires installed, we have to keep upgrading the Range Rover, so let's go take care of that.
Now, something that's actually really nice about this generation Range Rovers is the stereo. They have a Harman Kardon Logic 7 750 watt-ish stereo, which if you don't know about stereos, that means it sounds pretty good. But I think that for not a lot of money, I can make this car feel so much better and so much newer. Let me show you what I mean.
Now, if you've worked on cars before, you've probably heard of Dynamat, which is a sort of a sound deadening type of thing. This is Chinamat. I got this from Temu, and it's basically the same thing, but it was way cheaper than Dynamat because Dynamat's actually pretty expensive. And what this does is this stops vibration and sound from spreading and coming into and going out of the vehicle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take off all the door cards in any area where there's thin metal. I'm gonna put some of this Dynamat in there.
On top of that, while I have all the door cards off, I have some upgraded speakers I'm gonna try installing as well. I've never actually done any sound deadening installation before, but it's a pretty straightforward process, and according to some of my audiophile friends, it'll make a world of a difference on the inside of the Range Rover. One thing I do know about sound deadening for sure is that it's kind of a the more the merrier type of product, so I'm gonna go as crazy as I can and try to cover every single surface that might rattle, vibrate, or interfere with the ideal luxury vehicle stereo experience.
One important piece of sound deadening that people often forget to do is the inside of your door card itself can be a very resonant piece of technology. So you wanna get some sound deadening on there too, especially in the big flat areas. I'm gonna do just that.
The reason I bought this car is because I truly believe it's the cheapest and best way to get a $100,000 driving experience. And being thorough with the sound deadening is the easiest way to drastically enhance this driving experience for a pretty low cost. To most people, these old Land Rovers are nothing more than scrap metal. But if you get to drive one, you'll understand that there's just something special about these. They're so comfortable. In my opinion, they look really great, and I just absolutely love them. I mean, the Queen drove one. How could you not? With every possible surface covered in sound deadening, I'm ready to do the final touches before taking the Range Rover for its first real drive, which is kind of scary.
Will is currently attempting to stretch a belt. Last time he snapped it. This time he hopefully won't. I'm gonna try to get a good angle for you guys. Let's see.
Don't show them this,
Why?
because I hate it.
Will is not a fan of whatever's about to happen. If this snaps, he brought one extra. So we have 2 shots of this. He snapped the first one.
Yeah, we've had 3, but now we have 2.
Well, 2 shots right now. Is what I'm saying. He's gonna do it, folks. Or
You see how this is?
you want me to hold on to something?
Not really. There's nothing bad. Like, you're just risking your hand.
Yeah, I guess that's probably not smart. I need my hand for Jorgen.
No one else is gonna do it for you, bro. No one else. Yeah, see, it just sucks. It's just stupid, and then it just tries to sneak off on the other side. God!
This is horrible.
It's the worst thing ever. Now, come on. Come on. The thing is, see, this is now what happens.
Yeah.
And that's when it snaps.
So what do we do?
I gotta get it a little bit more up.
You're forced to keep spinning it forward until you can seat it.
Alright, here's what I need you to do. I need you to push on. Push in right there with all your might.
That's working.
Is it? Yep. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, ready? This is right when it snaps. Just when you think it's going good.
Don't call that out. Don't bring that into this world, dude.
Ready? Come on, it's ready. It's going. Come on, you little.
I think you got it.
I did. We did. Ow.
That's
Smashed
horrible.
my hand in the process.
With the stretch belt installed, the final step before we can get the Range Rover started and see if everything works is to just install the clutch fan and the fan shroud and make sure that everything is all plugged in, and then installing the factory airbox and making sure everything's tightened down. And now we should be able to get it started.
What is that? Is it? Something ain't right. Jeez. Something ain't right.
Is the fan hitting something?
I don't think it's the fan.
What would that be?
The fan keeps spinning after you're done with the engine on.
It sounds kind of engine, but it wasn't doing that a second ago. Do you think could it be the timing chain? Could it have like skipped backwards like when we were doing the belt?
Turn it off!
Yeah, something's. What just happened?
I don't know.
In between when I drove it in here and put that thing on and drove it out.
Belt.
The will, buying stupid things, and them not working chronicles are continuing. I'm smiling through the pain right now. The engine's making a horrible noise. I've put a lot of time into putting that car, taking it apart, putting it back together, getting it working to where it is. And honestly, I just don't trust my work anymore at this point, which is stupid. We have a good friend, his name's Farley. He's the best mechanic in the entire universe. And when things really go bad, I give Farley a call. So what I've done is given Farley a call. I'm gonna drop the car off there on Monday, but this video's going out Sunday, so you're gonna have to stay tuned for part 3, is what it's looking like. We're gonna see if this Range Rover's good. I was really hoping that I'd have a nice off-roadable daily driver by the end of this video, and it's not looking like that. Yeah, it's all bad. So subscribe if you wanna see what happens to the $1,000 Range Rover that's now more like a $3,000 Range Rover. But it could become a $10,000 Range Rover in the next couple of days.